Recently, we got an iPhone 12 Pro Max from the fan. He told us his iPhone just couldn't be turned on out of no reason. We told him to go to Apple to fix it because it's still under its warranty. But he told us there was no Apple store in the city he lived and it would take 2 weeks fixing it from the authorized store. So he preferred us. Well, first, thanks for the trust. So we tried turning on the iPhone by holding and pressing the power button and the volume button. We've done it several times and it doesn't work. So obviously, it's not a simple case if an iPhone comes to GitHub. Then we use a charger to charge the iPhone, but it still can't be turned on. So we have to open the iPhone and check the logic board. It doesn't happen a lot when the iPhone just couldn't work out of no reason. The chance is very small. Usually, it's because the input voltage is not stable and it leads to the electric leakage or short circuit on the power unit. After opening the iPhone, we can see it's very nice and clean inside, and there's no sign of water or physical damage. Now we use the regulated voltage supply to test the logic board, and it seems fine so far. But when turning on the iPhone, the current goes up to 400 milliamps, so obviously it's the electric leakage. Although the electric leakage happened, the phone can still be turned on by the regulated voltage supply. In this case, the reason why the iPhone couldn't be turned on by its battery is because the irregular voltage when charging the phone damaged the inside chips, either the USB unit or the power unit, and it leads to the electric leakage. After talking with our fan, we know that because Apple doesn't provide the charging kit anymore, so this fan bought a cheap charger and a cable to charge his iPhone, which causes today's problem. So we want to remind every iPhone users, please do not save money for the charger or cable, or you will pay more money for fixing your iPhone. Now we take apart the logic board, and we are still amazed by it. Apple has made this amazing logic board that so many chips and units are assembled in it. It's totally worth the price. Then we have to separate the logic boards. We have to do it even if we only want to fix a tiny capacitor. The adhesive of iPhone 12 Pro Max logic boards is still by high melting point tin. Separating the logic boards is not an easy job. Even for a repairing technician that has taken thorough training, we must be very careful while doing it. We can see a lot of chips and units assembled in the logic board after opening it. Now we clean the remaining tin on the logic board. Then we start to find where the faulty part is. Using the regulated voltage supply to connect the upper portion of the logic board and then turn on the iPhone, we can see there's still a 400 milliamps electric leakage, so we can locate the faulty part on the upper portion. Because the problem is caused by the irregular charging, we must find the charging units on the logic board. And here are the charging and the USB units. First, we test the capacitors around the USB unit to see if there's anything wrong, and we found 2 faulty capacitors. Then we checked the circuit diagram to find out which part these 2 capacitors belong to. But now it says these 2 capacitors lead to the power unit and USB unit, so we still can't be sure which part the problem is in. We spray the logic board and put the power on. The spray on the USB unit slowly disappears because of the heat, so we know it's the USB unit broken. Now we tear down the broken USB unit and replace it with a new one. Put the power on again. Now we can see the current is back to normal, so it means only the USB unit is broken. The last step is cleaning up the bottom portion and put the tin paste on. Here you might ask a question that why this iPhone couldn't be turned on by its battery while it could be turned on by the regulated voltage supply. The answer is when the logic board is electric leaking, it will empty the battery to protect the whole device. So that's why no matter what we did, we just couldn't turn it on. Now back to the last step. Put the tin paste on and adhesive the two portions together, then fix the logic board back to the device. Now let's try turning on the phone. We can see the icon of the system telling us to charge the phone. When it's charging, the charging icon is on. After several minutes, the Apple logo appears. All these are telling us this iPhone is back to normal. As we expected, the iPhone successfully gets into the system. We checked all the other functions and everything is fine. This is another iPhone which got broken because of irregular charging. Although we fixed it, it still costs a lot of money. So here we want to say it again. Please do not save money for your iPhone charger and cable, or you will lose more, and even your important data in the iPhone.